It's now been about 3 weeks since Berm Park opened, and the dust has finally settled. Immediately after the park opened, I was talking to media a lot. There were a lot of people in town. I also did a very important magazine shoot that you're gonna find out about soon. Really, until now, I haven't been able to soak in all the hard work that we've done. This has been 4 years in the making. It's Monday, it's beautiful outside. I'm gonna go to Berm Park like a civilian on a quiet day when it's not grand opening, when there's not thousands of people there. And I'm just gonna go soak it in and enjoy it and take you guys along. And so, let's go do something a little bit different, but kind of the same. People usually regard rain and moisture as bad for trails. That's actually not the case. You need a little bit to hold things together. If it didn't rain too much up there, we should have kind of all-time hero dirt. Let's see what it looks like. So who do we have here? You came all the way out from Bellingham.
Pacific Northwest, yeah.
Got a couple hours, so I'm excited to show you around.
I'm very excited to see this place and to ride with you, Seth.
So yeah, we'll get up there and see what you feel like manually.
Our riding backgrounds are somewhat similar.
What's your background?
I grew up racing BMX.
So I have no racing background, but I do have a BMX, like a street BMX background. Yeah. My friend, when I announced that I was gonna be building Berm Park, he said, I got 25,000 on it.
Sweet.
And so he's kind of a high roller.
Yeah.
Yeah. Almost everybody I've ridden with here has asked about the 2 rollers on the fly before the first berm. They said, has anybody ever doubled that? It's pretty sizable. It comes right out of a turn, so it's all about trying to get the speed for it. And Jeff seems like he really wants to try it.
It's not like super far, but the hardest part is there's a left turn just in front of this roller, and that left turn's not highly banked. My back tire broke traction slightly coming through this left. I just tried putting my shock in a middle position for the compression damping. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of speed. You were pulling about as hard as somebody could pull, so.
And I got a pedal stroke in before it. But I could probably put down some more pepper in that pedal stroke.
I have yet to see somebody
cleanly clear it.
I have yet to see anybody try, but then again, I actually don't get out here as much as you might think.
It's probably already been done. Someone's already tobogganed it and done something super sweet, and that's how she goes.
I wouldn't be too sure, but if you have, better have proof.
It's a cool challenge. It's not too sketchy.
Getting deeper into that knuckle is just, conditions would have to be perfect, and you would have to be cooking around that turn.
I tried to make it sound like I wasn't casing. If I had my other pants, I probably would have got it.
Yeah.
One of those days.
Next time.
Yeah.
So you want to check out Clickbait? You haven't seen Clickbait yet? Yeah, let's go hit it. I've never followed anybody into Clickbait who's never ridden it before or didn't walk it. It'd be interesting to see if you could clean it. I think if I give you a little intel on the first part, you'll be able to.
Okay.
Just go into the chicane as straight as possible and just hop over the backside and hit the jump. That's the only tricky part. A lot of people hit the first berm and they try and like slap both berms and then they blow the first jump.
Yeah, let's go for it?
Yeah. Oh, I've never seen anybody try that. Oh, yeah! Woo! You got some boost on you, man. Riding a trail like that blind isn't for everyone, and you can see why. That could have gone bad, but it was my stupid idea, and Jeff pulled it off.
Now I know what to expect. I think this will be a little bit smoother. I want to try that double at the beginning into the trail off the rock. It's small, it's safe, and it's weird and hard.
Whoa! So we did a couple of fun runs through clickbait. Now we're gonna go to roll the dice. And Jeff, you got some ideas for that wall ride, huh?
I don't want to say anything. I want to check this out and try it, because if it'll work, it'll work. It'll be sweet. But if it won't work, I'll feel like I put my foot in my mouth.
You kind of made it look too easy. Can't you like look a little bit more scared or something?
I was terrified.
So there's one more trail here you haven't seen, and that is Bear Country. The town got the funding to build a dedicated trail just for mountain bikers down to the parking lot, and it's super fun. So let's hit it. I can't believe I pulled out of that. No Berm Park trip is complete.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for meeting up, Jeff. Good to meet you. Yeah, you guys have a good time at the candy store. All right. So I've met Jeff probably 3 or 4 times, and we never got to make a video together because we were always at an event, and so it was really good that he came for a little ride at Berm Park. But now I'm back here letting my sandwich digest, and there's only one other car in the parking lot, and I told these 2 guys I'd ride up with them and show them the park. So gonna get to experience this kind of like a civilian in a quiet setting. So once you're up here, the laps are super quick. It's a closed loop. Yeah, it's
never gotten that much air before.
It's actually like real jumps. Those guys I met before, they're riding Berm Park, and the rest of the place is completely empty. School is still in session. It's too early for people to be going on a ride after work, and it's a Monday, which is probably the deadest day of the week. And so little does everybody know I'm up here all by myself. So I talked a little bit about the trails getting ridden in, burned in. When people ride the trails, the ride line in the center gets compacted, and they're looking really good. They're looking better than they did on day 1. Let's go over to High Roller. So you can see that little patch in the middle that's super duper smooth. I mean, it's like butter. On the fly is a little bit different because most of it's way out in the sun, and so it really gets baked. So when they first laid down these trails, there were certain jumps that I could barely clear, like the step up on the fly. Now that the trails are burned in, you just fly over everything effortlessly. It's really about the surface, the speed. The lips are just like rockets. Burned in trails are great. So on the topic of the condition of Berm Park, people have asked, what can I do to help? How can I help Berm Park? Patreon has the first year of maintenance totally covered. By year 2, I think we'll have something a little bit more sustainable in place where we don't have to rely as much on Patreon funds. But for the time being, there are a few things you can do when you're at Berm Park if you want to help. First of all, if you see deadfall or debris anywhere, just throw it into the bushes or pull off to the side of the trail safely and just toss it. Second, you can untangle the bike repair stations. The bike repair stations definitely get tangled up. If you want to do something, if you want to give your kids something to do so they feel useful, untangling the bike repair stations is actually helpful and gives the park a nice clean look. So the other thing you can do is really important. If you see something, say something. Whoa! Whoa! We need to talk about this. Berm Park is a new concept in this general area, and it's very, very accessible. And so there's gonna be a lot of people visiting who have never visited a bike park before. They might be thinking, well, if you're coming down the trail and there's somebody standing there, why don't you stop? By the time I noticed that individual standing on the up box, it was too late to make a decision, and I certainly didn't think that there was gonna be a bike on the landing. So the only way this is gonna work is word of mouth. If you're there with kids, explain it to them. If you're there with your friend who's never been to a bike park, explain it to them. And if you are anywhere near the trail, the most important thing to remember is that the bike rider has the right of way. We don't want people getting hurt here at Berm Park. It's a really bad look, and just people getting hurt equals bad. And if you want to support Berm Park in the most direct way possible, sign up for my Patreon page. All the money goes back to the mountain bike community. This year, it's going to go to maintaining Berm Park. Any additional funds we have are going to go to improving Berm Park, making future alterations to the trails, and hopefully creating other things in the mountain bike community if we have enough. We're already starting to see the community progress in a matter of weeks, and it's awesome to see.
I just kept casing that step up, casing, and then I was like, I'm just gonna come out here and hammer this, and I did. When I finally cleared it, I was like, my God, what? It was so easy, but it's the intimidation factor of that extra 5 miles per hour to get over it.
Yeah! But you learn that through repetition. Nobody even has to explain it. You just figure it out. This has been really cool. I've been here for most of the day, but time to get home, so I'm gonna get on Bear Country, which is one of my favorite trails here, head back down to the parking lot. The after work crowd is just pulling up and the parking lot starting to fill with people. Really cool to see this place in action, really cool to see it actually working, people showing up, using it, and I'm gonna continue to come back and visit completely unannounced. Thanks for riding with me today, and I'll see you next time.